I bring all of that up because I'm talking about Ja Morant. We sat around worried for a little while, didn't we, about Ja Morant? Yeah, we knew he had a 5-year, $231 million extension potentially to kick in. I mean, it kicks in, it's really a 4-year, $190+ million, but he has the earning potential to go up as high as $231 million over the next 5 years with a contract that begins next season, this July to be exact, that he went from being paid $12 million a year to being paid $33 million a year to start. But we looked at the Powerade agreement. We looked at the Nike shoe deal because he was replacing Kyrie Irving, okay? You know, Kyrie Irving that did the tweet that was considered to have had anti-Semitic tropes that caused such an uproar. You know, the same Kyrie Irving that got traded from Brooklyn to Dallas after demanding to be traded. The same Kyrie Irving that is a superstar basketball player, very elite talent, box office as far as I'm concerned, but somehow, some way, had a problem a couple of days ago with people talking about him purely as a basketball guy and where he might end up. That Kyrie Irving. That same guy. That's who Ja Morant replaced with Nike. Nike severed ties with Kyrie Irving. And they said, we're going to attach ourselves to Ja Morant. Ja Morant got suspended by the NBA, waving a gun and all of that stuff at the strip club. Suspended 8 games, fined over $600,000, essentially. Said he would never do it again, looked Adam Silver in the face, obviously didn't honor that pledge. Turned around, and another suspension seems imminent following an investigation that's still ongoing but nearing its end. We didn't hear from Nike. They went radio silent. The company even erased all of Morant's shoes, if you remember, on its site just last week after the second gun video, and obviously you're talking about a suspension, right? The move prompted speculation that Nike would suspend the sale of the shoe or sever ties with Morant. Well, lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, Nike decided to still release his sneaker. The sneaker is entitled Hunger. It sold out in minutes. Minutes. Shoes $110. $110. I mean, I like them. They look all right. You know, I'm not hating on them. I mean, you know, they don't look like Jordans when they first came out and stuff like that. I guess the back looks kind of nice. I don't understand what these dudes are doing with all these damn low-top sneakers as opposed to at least 3/4, but that's a different subject for another day, especially after seeing Kevin Durant twist his ankle wearing low-tops and being out an additional 2 to 3 weeks after he arrived in Phoenix because he twisted his ankle in warm-ups. All I'm trying to say to y'all is this. We got Ja Morant here right now, and I'm looking at all of this. Even with the suspension coming down the pike, even with him scheduled to miss the multitude of games, which is going to span double digits, even with all of that stuff going on, Nike released this shoe. Do you know why they released this shoe? Because they want to get paid. That's why. Hunger sold out in minutes. I tried to tell y'all. Business is business. You see, we got so many people out here that want to put on their self-righteous garbs and preach to you about what's right and wrong. And damn it, sometimes I'm one of those people. But I'm not saying it for myself. I'm talking about the society that we live in and how the rules need to be consistent for everybody to the best of our ability so we all know where the lines are, what to cross and what not to cross. And in the event that you choose to do so, there's ramifications that you're going to have to own up to. All of us live under those rules to some point. You know where the exception arrives? When you're a revenue generator. When somebody either says, A, you make money for us, or B, you facilitate our ability to make money for us. I got a staff here on my podcast. And everybody got a job to do. And everybody gets a salary. Every single person I can point to, helps me make more money in their own way. If they didn't, they wouldn't be here. Because I'm running a business and I want to make money. Oh, Stephen A., everything can't be about money. I mean, God, no, stop that. It can't be about money. Yes, the hell it can. Nothing's free. Nothing's free. We got to learn that. We got to exercise that. We got to recognize that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say something that's very, very unpopular, but it needs to be said. It needs to be said. Nobody has said this, so I'm going to say it. We know my day job is at Disney. We know people have to be let go because it's been announced that 7,000 jobs are going to be cut. Facebook cut about 10,000 jobs at least. Amazon cut a few thousand jobs. All of these businesses are downsizing. All of them. Walt Disney amongst them. You lost $5.5 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say something incredibly unpopular. But it's something that you think about from time to time. There's always a cause to embrace. There's always people to support. And I recall in the past where Disney had protests, for crying out loud. Folks protested. Remember Ron DeSantis in Florida with the don't say gay stuff, what was classified as the don't say gay bill, although him and a lot of Republicans will refute that that's the appropriate classification for the bill. The point that I'm trying to make to you is this. I'm a liberal person in a lot of different ways. That would be one of them. I believe in living and let living. I don't believe there's any room for any kind of phobia, homophobia, transphobia, anything like that. I support all of God's children. But in the realm of business, if you are willing to take a stand, and ultimately that stand lends itself towards your bottom line being compromised, what do you think businesses are going to do when their bottom line is compromised? I'm not getting into an abundance of details about Disney, Facebook, Amazon, or anybody else. I'm simply making the point that you have to be mindful of the effect that you have on a bottom line, because a lot of times that's going to dictate what ultimately happens to you. If you are a revenue generator and you are somebody that helps make money for a company, you're likely somebody that's going to be kept around. If you are somebody who does not do that, you are most likely expendable, especially in this day and age. There's a lot of stuff coming down the pike. You got to recognize that. And in the case of Ja Morant, Nike sees that he has the ability to make the money. Kyrie Irving was bounced because in their eyes, he had he was in a position to jeopardize their bottom line. There are those who can make money for you, and there are those who can't. And those who can't get stuck and lumped in the category to some degree with those who do fantastic jobs and are credible and are damn good at what they do, but don't necessarily generate money for you. At some point in time, we got to understand that. I'm not telling you what moral decisions to make or to refuse to make. I'm not judging. I'm simply saying that for those of you who want to come up, please understand that now more than ever before, we're living in a world where people are more and more, and companies are more and more, corporations are more and more inclined to be very obvious in letting you know you don't matter unless you're helping us achieve the bottom line goals that we are after, particularly revenue-wise. And if you don't do that for us, it's going to come back to bite you. No matter what positions you take, no matter what you think's going on, no matter how much support you think you have, no matter how skilled you believe you are, if you are deemed as somebody who has little to no effect on generating revenue, or dare I say, forces a corporation to lose revenue or jeopardize their revenue, it's going to be a problem. That's all. That's all. I've learned that the hard way. I told y'all years ago, I told you in my book, Straight Shooter, Memoir, Second Chances, and First Takes. I've told you in the book. When they let me go, I thought I was that dude. I thought I was the man. Everybody was screaming my name. I was on billboards and everything. I thought people screaming my names in the street was popularity. And when they let my behind go, they didn't blink. Because they knew no one would really call. Because they knew that I wasn't what I thought I was. Because they knew that I wasn't the revenue generator that I am now. And how did it all turn around? I focused on my two beliefs and I locked in. I woke up every day recognizing that I have a boss. And I said, how do I make my bosses more money? And number two, how do I get some of that money? No, it don't sound great. I know we want to hug one another, sing kumbaya, and talk about what's right and what's righteous. Let me say something that I don't mean in any way to be sacrilegious, because I pay my tithes. But even in church, they pass around the plate. Nothing's free. Nothing's ever free. Remember, I said that.